YouTube? Quinn Wade coming to y'all with another season preview slash what to expect. This time we're going to talk about the defending champions and how they should perform this season. Injuries to Jay Will and injuries to Chet Holmgren didn't really stop them from achieving massive success in the NBA last year. This was a team that won 68 games and only lost 14 of them out of 82 games and finished first in the Northwest Division. They do have an injury to the rookie Sorber. He will be out for the rest of the season with a torn ACL that he just suffered in Eurobasket. That's a bad way to start your career, but it's nothing you can do because it's already happened. All you can do is hope that he has a speedy recovery and that his career won't be killed or over because of that injury. Hopefully, I'm hoping the best for him. Other than that, they brought basically the same roster back with a few minor tweaks to it. That's all they really needed to do. They paid some of their guys to keep them happy. Chet Holmgren gets paid, and then you look at the fact that Jalen Williams get paid, and the other Jalen Williams get paid, and Shea gets paid, and it all is happy and is all appearing to be great in Oklahoma City. They know what it takes to win championships because they finally got one, and they was actually competitive last year because they won over 60 games last year in the West. And I think that that's what they're on pace to do again, and it's mainly because of their defense. They can get a lot of steals. They can make it tough to score. They're very mobile. They're very athletic. They're very shifty. They're very switchy. And I think that as long as they rebound the ball and knock down threes from time to time and let Shea and Jalen Williams do their thing, whether it's scoring or creating shots, they'll be fine against basically anybody. This team has so many different ways to play, so many different styles to get wins, that as long as their main guys stay healthy for majority of the season, they only have to stay healthy for the all of the season. That's just how good this team is, and they're very young. So they have a lot of guys that want to prove themselves, a lot of guys that want to step up, a lot of guys have that next man up mentality that nothing should stand in their way. You know, even when you look at the bigs, Brandon Carlson probably not even going to play, but he's 26. He's a 7-footer. He just needs to add a little bit more strength and a little bit more to his body, even though he's good for right now because he's not going to be used as much unless somebody goes down with an injury like Chet or Hardenstein. But even then, you know, he's going to probably play 10 to 15 minutes. They might just go small. But, you know, we're going to start off with Shea. This team is a lot built around his talent, how he scores, how he's attacking, how he's putting the defense in tough situations because they know Shea is one of the best scorers in the world. He is the scoring champion of last year. He is the reigning MVP and the reigning Finals MVP. Had a Hall of Fame caliber season just last year that just finished up a couple months ago, and I know it was tough. They struggled against Denver. They struggled against a young Indiana team, but they ultimately got it done. And now they're just looking at becoming the dynasty. That's the next thing on their list. How much can they go? How much can they win when it comes to championships? That's what it's all about. And Shea, he's 27. He's getting ready to enter his prime. He's looking at the floors the right way. He's playing off his teammates the right way. He's playing his game the right way. And it looks like if he stays healthy, he's going to be a dominant player for a really, really long time because of his in-between game with the mid-range and being able to get to the basket so fast and be able to be a good free throw shooter, being a guy that can knock down threes from time to time off screens or just pull-ups. And for him to be able to have the handles that he has and the IQ that he has is very, very impressive because nobody really expected Shea to be this good, but it just shows you is a testament of his work ethic. But you can also say Dort. Dort wasn't really known as a shooter. He was mainly known as a defender. He became a solid three-point shooter. He's became a better defender. He got rewarded on the All-NBA defensive team last year to give him his validation that he is one of them. And he always been that way, but the shooting eventually came for him. Some other guys on this team is going to have to learn how to shoot eventually because that's one of the holes that I see in OKC. If you play off Shea, then these guys got to make shots, and they got to do it even off the bench. And AJ Mitchell and Isaiah Joe and guys like Cason Wallace and Aaron Wiggins, that's where they're going to have to step up, either get to the basket, be prepared to shoot, be able to create another shot if that shot is not open or not good enough or just be able to get off the ball. And they did a fantastic job of that last year, just trusting the process, just trusting their instincts. And that's going to be something that's going to continue to help them. But Chet Holmgren, him being a unicorn type player that he can put the ball on the floor a little bit, get to the basket, hit little push shots, hit dunks, hit threes, and also be able to slow the game down and try to get as close to the basket as he can to finish. He is getting stronger. He is getting built. And that's only going to help him go against bigger players and stronger players. And that's what he needed to be and do if he wanted to be a center in this league anyway. But since he's so fast and so quick, and he's still a good rim protector and a good help defender, it makes sense why you can put him at the power forward too. But it also makes sense that Isaiah Hartenstein is still on this team because he's a great rebounder. He's a great screen setter. He's a great dribble handoff player to allow these players to get that first step, to allow these players to get advantage on their opponent. And then his ability to roll to the basket and finish strong or finish with a floater. Just having those two things that he can do to keep the defense off balance is something that always has been impressive about his game. And I think that he deserved a lot of credit for why the team won the championship. And we can't really say anything negative about him anymore because he's proven that his style of game is something that team needs. And most bigs are trying to do the same thing if they're not going to shoot the three. Jalen Williams was an all-star, all-NBA player, all-defensive player coming off a strong season and had a good 40 ball in the NBA Finals to help them close out a game, to give them a chance to close out for a championship, which they won. And that was the biggest challenge. Can they finally live up to the postseason hype like they've been doing great in the regular season? They did choke on the NBA Cup, but they did bounce back and win the championship, which is more important, and that's good to see. But Jalen Williams was a big part of that. His switchability, his ability to get steals, his ability to get blocks, his ability to stay in front of guys and make things tough and make it hard to blow past them, knowing how to stay disciplined, knowing how to reach at the right time, and just understanding how to play the game at a high level. And the guy has become a great scorer too. I think he needs to continue to work on that three-point shot. He needs to continue to finish well around the rim, and he also needs to just be healthy going into next year because he's a big part of what they do because of the things he does on both ends of the court. The other Jalen Williams, he's going to be happy. He gets paid. He can knock down a three. He can set good screens. He can make a mid-range. He can finish around the rim. He's just going to play his role and be a plug-in guy and just understands his game and what he's supposed to be out there doing. Kenrich Williams, he's a solid player. He's another one of those hybrid type of guys that he does multiple things right. And he's a guy that can do a lot of things depending on the lineup. And that's going to always be his calling card, just being that hybrid player that can do multiple things and keep the Florida offense balanced and going. And I think that that's why I like the Aaron Wiggins for this team too. Just being able to know how to score yourself and knowing how to score within the system is what makes him and Cason Wallace very, very good off the bench. And they can hurt you because of their athleticism and because of their handles and because their attack mentality and their defense just doesn't leave too much of a drop off from the starters. And that's why you have to give credit to Alex Caruso because he knew what they brought him in for, just like Isaiah Hartenstein, and he was ready. Like, I'm ready to compete for championships. I'm ready to win. This is what I'm all about. This is what I try to do, and I'm happy and blessed to have the opportunity to be able to play for a team that was already number one in the West the year prior before they got him. And now I get to add to this team. They feel like I'm that missing piece. I get to live up to being that missing piece, just like Isaiah Hartenstein was gifted the role to be that too. They got paid, they got their money, and they showing that they really stood out as some of the biggest reasons why the championship was won by the Thunder. You know, he did a great job on Jokic. They did a great job on Jokic in general, communication-wise, and trying to make things tough and uncomfortable. And then they did a good job against the Pacers enough to win. And Caruso really helped them explode with the steals and making it very hard to score on this defense as a team. And on top of that, just being able to knock down threes and knock down shots made him one of the most valuable players on the roster. Brook, he's not going to play that much. He might not even be on the team by the end of the year, but he's still worth mentioning because he was on the roster. Same way, Jiang, he might not be on the roster that long. He might not get that much playing time. In general, with the way the team is built and the way the team roster depth is. But if injuries happen or occur, they might only get on the court for that reason, or because they might be blowing somebody out so bad that they might just want to play them to give them some reps or to give them something to brag about to their friends. And those moments are still valuable because you never know how long you're going to be in the NBA or what happens. And then Nikola Topic, they don't really need him too much right now. They got enough ball handlers, got enough scorers, and they're trying to prioritize winning over everything because you only have a short amount of time in a short window to be able to win championships. And that's what their goal is going to be until these guys get old. They have a long time before they actually get old as a team. And that's something that they should be happy of. They got a little bit of veterans on this roster, and that's all they really needed to get it done. And I don't think they really need much to get it done again this year. But, the thing that I would say is going to hurt the Thunder is people know what they're doing. They know what they're trying to accomplish on both ends of the court. Most teams figure out what you do real well and what you do at a great level, and people are going to be more prepared for you. So this is more of a Mark Daigneault and Sam Presti thing. Did you just bring back the same roster because you knew they was going to grow and you knew they was going to improve, or did you just think y'all was better? Because like I said, Denver gave them trouble, Indiana gave them trouble, so it wasn't like they was the runaway champions. They didn't blow out and dominate too many teams. Now they had blowouts in their run to winning the championship, but they also had struggles against other teams that also got better and deeper. And the Western Conference is looking scarier this year, in my personal opinion, than last year. And that just means their youth is really going to have to shine because of the speed, because of the quickness, because of the want and the know-how that they have mixed in there. So I think they have enough IQ to get it done. I think they have enough experience to get it done. But I still have to see it again because I'm not saying the last championship was a fluke, but staying at the top is that hard because most teams are trying to knock you off. And they see what you do, they preparing for what you do, and they want that challenge and they want that bragging right that they got you, that they beat you. And although this team is still built correctly, although this team don't have that much flaws on the roster, it's a couple teams in the West that I feel the same way about. If they have a chance to match up against the Thunder, they're going to be looking at it like, we can beat you guys. We feel like we're on your level, and they're going to push the Thunder to greatness. Because if you want to achieve greatness and you want to be known as one of the greatest, the playoffs is what it's all about. And the Thunder has taken care of their business in the regular season. So if this team won 60 plus games again, I would not be surprised. The only way they don't win 60 plus games is injuries. If they stay healthy or their best players stay healthy, they will find a way to get it done. Because the NBA has the good, the bad, and the ugly, and also the great. They can compete with the great. They can beat all the bad teams just based off defense and effort, and that should be enough to get them to 60 plus wins. What I expect from them is probably being the number one seed in the Western Conference again, and it might not be by much, it might not be by a lot, but since they're hungrier than most teams and they play well together and they understand each other, they know how to communicate to each other and they know how to get each other ready, and they also have a lot of weapons and a lot of players that they can throw at you throughout the entire game and still stay fresh because they're so young and youthful, that they have enough to where they can get themselves in a great position to have another great season in the regular season and be in a good position in the playoffs to make another run at winning another title. This was the dynasty that they were supposed to have. Now we're going to see if they're going to be the dynasty that they should be. Nobody's questioning OKC greatness. Nobody don't think they can't get it done. It's just, will they get it done? That's how much love, that's how much respect I have for this team. But I still have to see if they can do it again. They won this first one. I'm like, oh, I'm impressed, but I kind of thought that y'all would. This year, I'm looking at it, they should, but they might not win it by much, just like last year. It can be a toss-up. It can be one injury. It can be somebody went down at the wrong time or somebody stepped up in the big moments, and that's why I will pick the Thunder for that reason. They got enough guys that can make offensive or defensive plays out of nowhere, and they can make big shots as a team, and they have one of the most unstoppable players in the game in Shea. And if you give him the ball, he will figure out, whether it's with him or his teammates, how to get it in the basket. And that's what makes them tough is the leadership of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He has become one of the best leaders. He has become a role model. He has become one of the dominant forces in the league, and they're going to go as far as he takes them. Of course, Chet Holmgren helps being more healthier this year. He's one of the best defenders in the league. He's one of the best switchable guys and one of the best run protectors in the league. He needs to continue to work on his rebounding. He needs to continue to work on his jump shot from mid-range a little bit and his threes, but he understands that he gets it. He just going to have to do it and show that he improved it. And then you just look at Jalen Williams. Can that wrist injury be something that's in the past, and will he be able to give 100% again this year? But if he can't, this team won't lose that much, even if he misses some time. As long as they're right and they're ready, they should be primed for another great season. And it's going to be fun watching them get taken down or beaten the teams that wants to take them down. And once you're a champion, like most people say, you're the hunted. Now you got it done. Can you get it done again? Was it a fluke? Was it the matchups? How did you win your championship? If you want to shut up your haters, this is the season to do it. This is the playoffs to do it, because when you go back to back, it's nothing better than that, especially when you feel like you have enough, y'all confident that y'all have enough, and y'all prove that y'all have enough. Is even better validation for yourselves, and that's all they're playing for at this point. They're already champions. They already proved that they was best in the world. Now it's just about showing you that no matter what y'all have done, what y'all will do to try to take us down, we're ready for it. We're prepared for it, and we're going to do whatever it takes to stay at the top, because that's our motivation and that's what we're about. And that's how dynasties are started. That's how dynasties are built, because of the belief and because of the promise, because of the work ethic, and because the players have a grind mentality and a good passion and love for the game. And the Thunder, like I said, they took care of their business. They took care of home. They took care of their enemies. They took care of their fans. Now it's time for them to continue to put the work in, to take care of the competition, to be champions again. And it's going to be fun to see if they can do it. You know, I'm not rooting for their demise, but I'm also looking at it like I do want to see who's willing to challenge them and knock them off early, or knock them off when it matters the most, which is the playoffs. So we'll see how it turns out. We'll see how it goes. Should be a fun ride. Should be a fun story. Should be having some good narratives. This is a team that everybody's going to want, and we're going to see who's going to be able to earn their respect or take them down. And that's going to be the story of the season to me, because they were just that good last year. They were so close to being a 70-win team, and they had a lot of major injuries to some of their guys, and still got that far and still got that close. Maybe they get it done this year. I think it's going to be tough, because the Western Conference is top heavy, and they also fill out that bottom with teams that's competitive too. So, you know, the Thunder have the handful, but it looks like they're ready and they're taking it very serious, and they want to prove that they're still the best team in the league, which they have to show again. It's a year-by-year thing, not just a win-by-win thing. You have to prove this every single year, and we'll see if they're able to do it. Comment, like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell for more analysis to get it first when it comes out. Also, thank y'all for watching. Thanks for checking out the channel. I make conversation videos about NBA only topics on this channel. Also do breakdowns with real footage of legends, current legends, rookies, future stars, and also my draft and draft coverage. Not only that, I do have over 3,000 videos on my channel right now that you can watch for free. Not only that, I also upload basically every single day. So you love basketball content, you can't get enough of, you want so much of it, I got you covered on that. On not only that, thank y'all for supporting me in the past and the present. Hopefully y'all continue to support me in the future. And on top of that, thank y'all for appreciating the content for what it is, to continue to come back, continue to make time for me, continue to check up on you, and to care about what I have to say about this game of basketball. That's how it all started 10 plus years ago. Let's make 2015 the year of the past and 2025 a better year. That's the goal. That should be a fun one to check and get done. That's actually the only goal on this channel. Let's get to 1 million total views. That'd be a fun thing to get on our way to 4,000 videos turned in. That's another milestone. That should just come with the grind of loving to make content for the guys and women that love watching this channel in the game of basketball. Other than that, I'm going for now. See you guys later. Y'all stay blessed. Peace. And hopefully y'all can get some more content from me as the year comes to an end and we get ready to start a new one.